Alright, let me just pull up this chair real quick. See the Maverick? That's where it's gonna stay for a few weeks, months, potentially a year. I'm very frustrated. I took the time to attempt to remove the intake off the car, right? But I failed to inform myself on a very critical thing. And that is that the Maverick does not have an intake to remove. According to the light research that I did, the Ford Motor Company decided that certain places in the world, like Brazil and Australia, could use a removable intake. Yet here in the US, due for emissions, I'm willing to bet, this car does not have a removable intake. Nope. It is all one unit with the cylinder head, right? So let me spin you the story. I went in there to take this off, right? Valve cover. This is easy, right? I had to take out a bunch of brackets and stuff to get that out, but I was able to do it. That wasn't the worst part. The worst part was getting the bolts out of what I thought was the intake, right? And some of them, most of them look like this, right? They're dry. They have a bit of this old oil on the top of it. That's fine. But as I got further to the back of the car, they started looking like this. And I don't know that you can tell, but they're getting shiny. And then, of course, I take out one of the last ones, and this one is positively covered in oil. And you want to know what happened after that? I started hearing the engine go bloop, 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 as if it was drinking oil. And that's when it hit me. Those bolts were not for the intake. Those bolts were for the cylinder head. Which means that in the process of me trying to take out the intake, I unbolted the cylinder head, effectively possibly destroying the head gasket, effectively potentially warping the head because I only took out one side, thinking that that side belonged to the intake. Nope. Now, I have a problem. I need to completely remove that entire thing. The cylinder head, the entire cylinder head has to come off so that I can continue to work on the car. And here's what's gonna happen. This is the plan. That was the story. This is the plan. I'm gonna buy that engine's head gasket. I'm gonna buy that engine's head gasket. I'm going to take off the cylinder head, and I'm going to put the head gasket in, put the cylinder head back on, and mount everything back together. I'm very frustrated. I'm very frustrated. But it's stuff that happens. It's stuff that happens when you work with the car, with a car, my car specifically, and it's stuff that happens when you don't know what you're doing. We are officially broken down. The car will not start, obviously. I will keep you guys informed of what changes come. If this engine, if after doing all this engine doesn't work, there's only one other option. And I think you guys know what it could be. That's it for me now. I will see you all next time whenever I decide to continue to work on this again. This really put a stop on anything I was able to do. Good morning, everyone. We are back with the Maverick, and we are going to be putting in this cylinder head today. No questions asked. Probably wondering why it's not in yet and why I'm saying good morning to something that should have already been done. Yeah. Um, so we were working on this for quite some time the last time that we recorded, and if you guys can piece together, didn't really go as planned, right? Um, I'll show you why it didn't, but it puts us at a risk of this not working. And if it doesn't work, then I need to do something else, and that something else could be costly. So let's see. Let me show you what's up. Now, you guys might have seen the stuff me and my friend Nicholas were working on, that entire other part of the video. This is how this turned out. It looks really good everywhere except there, and it's my fault, but we will fix that. I ordered a new one of these so I can take this one off, which is basically dry rotted and breaking apart. But overall, the rest of this thing is really good. It looks really nice, and it's gonna look really nice in the engine bay. And the engine bay, it's not properly seated yet, but that pops a lot. Already got some dings and scratches on it because of some things we didn't remove. But we're gonna work with that. We're gonna figure this out today. I'm doing this by myself, but it should be a lot easier to figure out once we get the clearance that we need up here, which is what we're gonna work on right now. See, cylinder 1 right here is hitting against the back of this AC unit right there, and it won't allow this to properly seat where it needs to be, which is further that way. So we're gonna take care of that, move this over, give this a whole wipe down, touch it up with paint in some spots, and then that's it. We're gonna wire the rest of the things that we need, put the things back on. We should be able to get this done in about 2 hours. But we're going to do our best to get this done as quickly as possible. We also have the old exhaust, which is still there, that old pipe right there between 2 and 3. The whole exhaust is still on there. So we got a cutting wheel that we're gonna use to try to cut that off. But before I do that, because I don't know where the rest of my cutting wheels are, before I do that, I wanna take care of this, because this is more important to me right now. If I can get this to sit, then I don't need to worry about that exhaust tubing. I could do it with a cutting wheel later on. But let's get to it. I can't wait to see this thing up on there and this all buttoned back up. The hood is off, which is a great plus. That also means we can work on that separately outside of the car. Over here, once it was actually up, it was also like shaking side to side. And these things feel like they got a lot of play. If I can figure out how to tighten those up, I will, but I doubt that I can. But yeah, we got a lot of work to do. So without further delay, let's get to it. Right, so gotta move fast. There's already a head gasket underneath this. It's crushed at this point because this thing's been sitting on it, but it's not tightened down, so not properly seated. I gotta lift, move it, like angle it so that I can actually get clearance in here. This fuel line has been a problem since we started trying to install this, so let's try to take that out. You see, it's just peeling the paint. Perfect. Now comes part 2 of this entire thing. I gotta get up on the car to move this, which is no easy feat because, you know, the car is rotted in about 32 different places just in this corner. Okay, now that I'm here, walk my way over. I need it, okay? I hurt my eye when we were working on this the first time, and now it's a little puffed up, I need it, okay? It's not just because I'm being extra. The regular glasses don't really work. These make a good seal. Don't criticize. Someone get that dog. Someone's rat is loose. Can someone... Am I in the jungle? Jeez. Alright, we're gonna need to do our best to put this thing on. Right, just like so. There's our brand new head gasket that's already mangled in a few ways. Great. Great. Now that's never gonna seal. Okay. Oh my gosh. That transmission cooling line. That transmission cooling line is a pain and a half. Come on. I can't cut that up anymore because I'll just break it. But if I'm just gonna break it, why don't I just disconnect it? Guys, I don't recommend that you do this at home or at all, but I need to take out the existing AC system. It probably does still have gas in it, but after 50 years, how much gas is left in there, I'm not too sure. But after 50 years, how bad is it for you? I also don't know. I'm going to do my best. This thing backed out the last time all the way, so we're just gonna continue to do this. And then we're gonna tie something to this. And we are going to pull. The stupid thing I'm trying right now is to use one of these detachable screwdrivers. Instead of using that, I am going to be using one of these square head ones. Like these square heads. I'll use that to see if it'll do the trick. I'm gonna stand away from the initial path of the gas. And let's see. Nope, it had almost no gas in it. It's already gone. And let's see here. Nothing. So, good for us so far. There you go. Oh, it's gonna be easy. At least the nut part of this. Not bad. Needed a little bit of strength, but it's not really on there that bad. Look at that. Look at that. It just came off. Beautiful. It's out. So next thing is, we're gonna have to disconnect. We're gonna have to take a picture of the back of this alternator because it was working and see what we can do from that point on, right? So that's what we're gonna do right now. No, don't do that. Don't pivot. Ugh. AC unit out. Well, good evening, everyone. My Superman haircut's showing. It's been a while. Not really a while, but it's been some time. Yesterday I took the entire day to take out the AC unit that's here, took out the enormous compressor, took out the condenser that was up front, all the piping for it, took everything out. That was paired with the alternator. Like the bracket for the AC was also the bracket for the alternator. So I have to, at some point, take the bracket off the alternator piece, put that back on so that I can mount the alternator low. And I got belts. I got a new head gasket because putting the cylinder on and off over and over again, I just ended up destroying it. So because we don't want to have to do that again, ever, I simply gave up, bought a new one, and we're gonna try to do it right. So I went to Home Depot and I just ran in there to grab some long bolts like this. These are not the thread pitch that's necessary for this, right? But what I'm about to do is I'm going to take the tops, right? I'm gonna cut them. These are not the same, by the way. One is a B0A and the other one is a BSA. So I'm gonna be cutting the tops off of these things, right? And I'm gonna stay with the threaded part. It's longer than the unit itself, which is beneficial for me because I need it to stick out so that I can unscrew it from the top and then insert the right one. But these are gonna hold the head gasket in place. These are gonna help me guide the cylinder into place. And with that being said, this should be in pretty quickly. But first things first, let's cut this out so we can put these on. Let's clean off the head gasket because I did try putting sealant on it. So let's do that, and then after that, we'll continue to the rest. Merry Christmas, everyone. This is the way to celebrate the holidays. Just doing this all day. Anyways, where's my cutting wheel? I think I got it.
I showed my daughter. Never mind. Anyway, I showed my daughter. We're going to Hawaii. I told her, what do you think? And she said, this is a fashion emergency.
Whoa. That's a crazy statement.
This is a crazy statement.
Fashion emergency.
I had to explain to her that this purse is for one outfit, this purse is for another outfit. Totally how I would show up to the airport.
I believe it. I believe it. And so does everyone that sees this video, I guess.
Totally what?
And everyone that sees this video is also going to agree with it.
What? No, you're recording.
It's on. It's on. And all the bolts screwed in. I mean, some are a little tough, but it might have torn a little bit of the gasket on the way in, but it's in. It's in. Now I need to find the strap. But I need to tighten these two. I think I marked the page. 250. Okay, so here we go. Cylinder head bolts. Note 1. We're going to torque both in sequence. First step is 50 to 55 pounds. So we're gonna do 50 pounds. We're gonna do the minimum on all of these, by the way, because these are old bolts. I don't want to actually break them. So let's see. Cylinder bolts in sequence of 3 steps. 50. So let's get this set to 50. Let's see. That's 40. That's 50. Okay. So the goal is to run this in a pattern when we're doing it. We want to start, I'm assuming it's from the inside out, or from the outside in. But I'm not too sure. Let's see if there's a diagram on how to do that real quick. So, okay, here we go. Right here. There's a sequence. So we got little, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Where's the front of this? Where's the front of it? Which side is the front? Okay, the valves are that way. So that's the front. Over here, yeah. Okay, so let's keep this up. I want to save this page with a screwdriver. That sounds alright. So we said 55, and we're starting right in the middle. We're going 1 and 2 from the middle. Here we go, moment of truth. Too much of a fight. Up until the point they stop. Alright? Let's do it in the order that we're supposed to do. Like so. Wrist snapping. Just like that. 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. There we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Did I get these? I can't remember. How do you show up on video like that? I'm not entirely sure that it mattered, but I did put them in the box and marked where each one came from. So it should be in order right here, right? So 1. They are all back where they belong. Let's line all these up. Good morning, everyone. For those of you that do remember, yes, I do live in Florida, and for some reason, yes, it is still pretty cold. Today, we are going to wrap up the project that we've been working on for quite some time now, and it's this re-insulation of the head that we very much didn't really mean to take out to begin with. It was just a complete accident. So now, the head gasket is back on. The cylinder head is torqued. The rocker rail is torqued. Hopefully, it doesn't look like it's bent. Hopefully it's not. I think I did the process right. I do gotta take all these old belts out. I gotta loosen up the power steering so that I can take that belt out. These belts I cannot reuse, so I'll just hang them around for a bit. I gotta take the bracket. And I gotta take the AC unit bracket and take the bolts out, and then I can mount it back. You know what? Never mind. We're not doing this. I'm just gonna start working on it. This is ridiculous. Someone get the pedal, all right? Jeez. So, on the top of this is the AC compressor, which is extremely heavy. And I need this bracket that's underneath it right down here. So I'm gonna take off those bolts so I can keep this bracket, because this is where the alternator mounts to. So we'll take off the AC compressor, we'll throw it away, and we'll install this bracket back onto the thing. Got it? Got it. All right, let's get to it. All right, so the bracket is cleaned up. It's on the floor. It's just drying up. I got dirt on my face. Nice. I'm now taking the valve cover. I got gloves on so I don't really stain it or dirty it too much. I just realized that it has a way for me to like insert these tabs, these cork tabs into there, so I can like hold it in place. That's super convenient. That makes me feel a lot better about this because it actually fits. All right. Quick shake test with a clean rag though. Or with a semi-clean rag. Something that won't transfer a lot of the dirt to it. Nope. No shaking. All right. Valve cover installed. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to wipe it down. I won't skip that step. I'm going to wipe everything down. I'm going to try to paint what I can. And we'll go from there. So, let me put these things away. Get a rag. And we'll start to work on that. Away from the painted areas. Let's get them all snug. I gotta figure out if there's a torque spec for this. Right, so positive is on, no fires. Negative, ground is connected to the block, properly connected. Let's check, test for spark. We got spark, but not anything sparking. So, let's look for anything melting, obvious smoke, anything sizzling. Nothing. All right. So we're gonna tighten that down with a 13, and we'll see what we do. I stopped recording a while ago because I was very concerned about the fact that I was doing everything wrong and the stress was just getting to me. So I wanted to do that in silence. Alright. Probably not a good idea to tighten down the negative when we're not sure if anything will go up in flames. The other bad thing is that I don't have something to keep this battery energized. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get something to get some gas into the carburetor to help it fire off the first time around. And hopefully by the time the fuel actually gets there, it'll be good to go. You think I could use seafoam for that? I don't think so. I might just explode everything if I do. Let's use just like half of something. I don't have anything. The bottle I had full of gas is now full of water, so priorities. So we'll get this. because you know nothing we've done up until this point was right anyway, so why not? Now that we dropped most of it onto the floor, right? So it's got just a wee bit of gas. Radiator is set up. Oil is in and checked. Gas line is tight. Spark is all there. Battery is leaning, so that's good. I think we just gotta throw the key and see what happens. Alright. It's either this doesn't work, or it works better than it ever has. We shall see. Let's see if I can even find my keys. They're in the trunk. Alright, moment of truth. So, the buzzer works. Let's quickly turn that up. No smoke. I'm getting no current to the starter. The starter might still be disconnected. Did I forget to connect the starter? If I did, it's no big deal. Yes, I did. Where's my wrench? So, it's no biggie. You just gotta negative out. And now that there's a header and everything else in the way, let's get underneath the car and put that on. I hope I have the bolt that I need to put that on, because if not, then that's gonna be fun. Oh, someone should really clean this floor. All right, take two. See if there's anything else I forgot to connect. All right. Buzzer. Running a little fuel. Let's see. Yeah.
Good job.
You made a kiss or something. Jeez. Wow, that sounds incredibly loud. Oh my god. Oh, is that me?
No, they're back in there or something. Or pump, your pump.
Wow, that sounds incredibly loud. Oh my god. Oh wow. That sounds ridiculous. I'm gonna end the video on a high note. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next week when this is probably not on the street and again inside the garage, but maybe with a new carburetor. Oh my gosh, finally. How many days did that take? That took a week to do that. I don't recommend. Get yourself a car that works.